Yo, what's going on, y'all? See the best, and we're here with a Pokemon video. Now today we're gonna mess with one of my favorite decks that I have been playing since essentially I kind of just started, which is about a year ago. The Mewtwo and Mew-GX deck. Now this is essentially the Welder box, using Mewtwo and Mew's perfection ability to copy any one of our GXs or EXs attacks, primarily GXs. That are in discard or in play. Now, I know a lot of people probably already know about this deck. This is actually not my list. This is a list that I saw from the Limitless Invitational. I want to say qualifier 3 or 4 that made either top 32 or top 64. One of the two. Unfortunately, I cannot remember off the top of my head. But I mean, you haven't really seen this deck run around recently. There's kind of been a lot of other decks that kind of triumphed. This essentially was the best deck in format for maybe about 6 months ago. But I still enjoy it. I've played a lot of games with it. This is pretty much one of my favorite decks. It's great. It's got a lot of attackers, a lot of different things that you can do with it. So let's go ahead and take a look at the list. Now, our primary attacker is the Mewtwo and Mew-GX, being able to copy any of our GXs that we have, and we have a ton of them. Primarily, we have the Charizard-GX from Hidden Fates, being able to do 140 for 2 fire energy and 2 colorless. Great attack. Great attack. Then we also have the Solgaleo-GX, being able to use Turbo Strike for 120, being able to set up another Mewtwo, just using attack, discard a bunch of energy, use Solgaleo-GX's attack Turbo Strike, and you have 2 energy on one of your bench Pokemon. Normally it's another Mewtwo and Mew. Sometimes you can go ahead and set up the Reshiram Charizard-GX or the Heatran-GX as well. Now, a newer kind of a newer version of an attacker that we kind of have is the Incineroar-GX. Now, this is really great for being able to discard special energy from your opponent's active Pokemon, especially from things like Dragapult V and V Max, and then of course the new lightning energy that Ptcgo is currently running around with. Being able to discard that energy is really great, and of course its GX attack is not that bad either. Darkest Tornado GX, being able to do 50 damage per every damage counter. Essentially, you're almost one-shotting a lot of Pokemon if you just get hit by, I want to say, I think it's about 6 damage counters. So you can essentially almost knock out a Dragapult V or V Max if you can get at least 6 damage on you. And there's a lot of them running around. And of course, our Mewtwo and Mew-GX is weak to Psychic, so we kind of curved that by using the Jirachi-GX. This saw a lot of play at the beginning of the Mewtwo and Mew-GX's time, and then kind of tapered off, but now it's kind of back. So being able to use Psychic Zone, don't apply Psychic Weakness when Pokemon take damage from attacks, both yours and your opponents, and that's fine. We're not really worried about that. So if we can't really get Jirachi-GX out, we do have the Weakness Guard energy, just a one of, just being able to attach that to our Mewtwo and Mew-GX, and here we go. Of course, you also have the normal standard. You got the Jirachis, you got the Dedenne, of course the Welder, and we also run 2 Boss's Orders. I'm not really sure if 2 or 1 is better. In this case, I do find myself only using it one time, but it's fine. And I think it might be a little bit overkill with the great catchers, having 2 great catchers as well. It might be just a tad bit overkill, but then again, it's not terrible. You know, if you can't find the Boss's Order, you can always find the great catcher. It's either one or the other. And also being able to use Eldegoss V to get a Boss's Order back from your discard pile into your hand and being able to use it works great. So having 2 of each might be overkill. Maybe want to run at least 1 great catcher and 2 Boss's Order, or maybe 1 Boss's Order and 2 great catcher. It all depends on your playstyle and how you enjoy it. Eventually GXs will kind of fall off, so maybe having just the Boss's Orders around is probably the better bet. But there's always at least 1 Dedenne on your opponent's team, so I mean, you can always get that and hit it for knockout. Now, another card that I'm not too certain about, and if I want to keep it or cut it, not really sure, is the Galarian Zigzagoon. Being able to ping anybody for 1 damage. I haven't really felt like it matters too much, but then again, I has run me maybe a 1 or 2 games, so maybe it can stick around. But I guess if you wanted to get rid of it, you could probably get another 4th Jirachi or a 2nd Escape Board where you only do play 1. Of course, 2 Reset Stamp, 4 Quick Ball, 4 Scoop Up Net. The Scoop Up Net might kind of go. It all depends. We do have a lot of outs to get Jirachi out of our active, 4 Scoop Up Net, 4 switches, and 1 Escape Board. And the Scoop Up Nets are primarily only for Jirachi and Zigzagoon. So it's possible that this card might you might want to take it away, but hey, play with the list. Tell me what you think about it. Let's go ahead and get into some games. All right, here we go with our first game here. Mr. Mampy. Amen. All right, and we lost the coin flip. I tend to want to kind of go first or second, primarily like kind of first. That way I can at least guarantee an attach for turn, and then the next turn have my welder, have my 2 fire energy, and kind of go from there in case I'm playing against, depending, it all depends on what I'm playing against. Not sure what we're playing against here. I guess we'll find out here. It is an Inteleon V deck. Okay. I don't know how this matchup is gonna go, actually, now that I think about it. I don't think we'll go after the Inteleon V just yet. It will essentially 2-shot us, so there's that. That is not going to be fun. So this is an energy disruption kind of deck here. That's interesting. All right, so we definitely want to go put that down. We're gonna at least an attacker, that is for sure. Who's going to be our main attacker here? I want to say Turbo Strike will probably be our first attacker here. At least we can kind of start laying down some damage. I don't think Incineroar will be good in this matchup. I don't see us ever using it, but we will be having a lot of energy be denied from us, so there is that. So definitely want to get him into the discard pile just for that reason alone. Being able to put energy back into our hand, probably run 4 of Crushing Hammers, probably 4 of the what we just saw as well from the Team Yell Grunt. And ooh, that's not who I really wanted to put down, but I might end up putting it down anyways. Okay, so we will put the Galarian Zigzagoon down. We will tag this a couple times. Oh, don't give me that face guy. One more time. I mean, we have all 4, and we'll just keep pinging that guy for now, and then Turbo Strike for knockout. This kind of puts it into range when we have to do I can't think of the attack now. But this is interesting. This isn't the Frostmoth list, so I wonder how they accelerate energy here. I'm just trying to figure that out. How are you going to accelerate energy if this isn't Frostmoth? Because I feel like you should have went after a Frostmoth on your first turn, unless this is strictly energy denial. So if that is the case, then we might end up seeing Articuno, which isn't good. So maybe I shouldn't have attached that last energy here. And that's an interesting play just to get an evolution instance. I believe that's what I saw them take. But yeah, now they're just going to Hydro Snipe us for 60, and that's going to put at least 2 energy back in our hand. So there's 1, and then he's going to Hydro Snipe us for another 1, and it's going to put another in our hand. That's interesting. I don't really know how to say about that, but we will kind of get thin out the deck here, get 2 fire energy out, put a Jirachi down, switch into Jirachi, and find another welder. There we go. I kind of know what we need to do here now. I just need to get the card. We want to go for Incineroar-GX here. There it is. We can at least Dedenne change here as well. So we will get Incineroar-GX and then put down another Mewtwo and Mew. Because we can get the knockout here with no issue. Let me make sure. Yeah, I do have a Dedenne in my hand. Yeah, and Scoop. I mean, yeah, that was an interesting kind of deck. Let's look at that real quick. I want to look at this. You don't accelerate energy. How are you supposed to get energy on your cards? Interesting. All right, let's head up to the next one. All right, here's our second match here. Against Miku. All right, we're going first. I want to say, yeah, I think we want to go first. That way we can guarantee our attachment for turn. Not sure what we're playing against here. We can at least go get Dedenne if we absolutely need it, which it looks like we might. Yeah, so this will probably get us Dedenne. We'll throw the Giant Hearth into play. Oh, so we are playing against Pikarom. Okay. So we will throw the Giant Hearth into play. We will if we do this, if we ping that, that's a one shot for our Mewtwo on our next turn. So we will do that too. Ping him once. And then Cherish Ball for Dedenne. Yeah, let's get this one. This one looks cooler. I like this alternate art. And then we'll use the Scoop Up Net again for the Zigzagoon, and then go ahead and ping here. Why not? And then Dedenne change. All right. So we do have an attachment for turn. We have a welder for next turn, and we have this, so we can place this. Let's go ahead and Stellar Wish. I want to say Scoop Up Net. Yeah, Scoop Up Net. And then we'll use a Cherish Ball to go get something else to discard away for the Giant Hearth. Let's do that. We probably should have done that first, actually, now that I think about it. That way we wouldn't have swung into anything, but that's fine. We will just go ahead and grab Turbo Strike. I don't ever see us using it, but it might come in handy. So we'll just grab the Turbo Strike here. Discard it. Do this. All right, and then attach for turn and pass. So next turn we do have our welder for our Mewtwo, and then if we can get at least one more fire energy, if this Ptcgo does come to the active, it will be one shot now by Flare Strike, which is perfectly fine. And then if we can possibly at least get another attachment onto our second Mewtwo, that is kind of putting everything into one kind of basket on one Mewtwo, and you kind of don't really want to do that. But it looks like they will be trying to go for the turn one full blitz. It is possible. Let's see. They do have the 2 energy. They need a quick ball, and most likely Thunder Mountain is in the so they will at least get a turn one, either a turn one electrify or possibly a turn. Will they get it? Do they have a quick ball in hand? Air balloon, and they don't have a. Do they not have it? I don't think they have it. Oh, no, they do. Okay. So they will get a turn one full blitz off, and that's perfectly fine. Because we will retaliate into our Flare Strike here for knockout against the Ptcgo, which is okay. I think this is still fine. I don't think we're in a terrible spot. They will have to figure out. We do need to bump this stadium here, because after this, most likely this Raichu will have enough energy on it to come back up and hit us. That is interesting. Why would you do this? So they don't want Pikachu. They don't want that one to be knocked out. That's fine. All right, so we definitely do need to get that stadium out of here. But we'll go ahead and welder to this Mewtwo here. Now I don't think. We're not really in a bad predicament, but we're not in the greatest of spots. We do need to do 230 to that, and we definitely didn't find any way to bump that stadium. That sucks. So if we get that down to 280, do we have anything to do 280 to this? I don't think so. So we might just end up having to stack another one, but I definitely don't want to do that. Do we put this down? I feel like we do. And I feel like hitting this will do nothing because we don't really have an attack. Definitely don't want to double blaze here because we might end up needing our GX later. I definitely think we need to hit this knockout though. Maybe we do just set up our second Mewtwo and get that one started. Hit this for 120. I think that's the best play. I mean, I do want to get the knockout here, but I feel like using a GX attack is just not worth it. It just doesn't. It doesn't feel worth it to me. So I think what we'll just do is we'll just Turbo Strike. Unfortunately, we couldn't bump the stadium, and that does suck. If we were able to bump the stadium, at least we would be in a better situation than we were previously. Maybe we should have held on to the Giant Hearth until after they put the stadium out, because essentially the Ptcgo doesn't play mini stadiums. They play essentially one, which is the Thunder Mountain. I have seen some play the the power plant as well. I don't think this one would play that, and now we're kind of just sitting here trying to figure out our next move now. They can just attack us for 369 100, but it seems like they're gonna go for something else. That's interesting. Why would you go after him? That's an interesting play. I mean, there's nothing really I physically could have done there. I don't know why you would do that. But we can go after you. No, we can't go after you. We still need another fire energy. Yep. So we can, I think we just have to swing here. There's nothing else we can really do. Unfortunately, we're stuck in a dead draw at the moment. So I think we just Turbo Strike for knockout. Yeah, we just Turbo Strike for knockout. Unfortunately, we're kind of stuck in a dead draw at the moment. Probably bringing up the Raichu might have been better. That might have been a better play, but swinging into the Raichu, we definitely wouldn't have gotten a knockout there either. We definitely had to have taken one. That way, at least our prize trade is fine here. So they will hit us. If we can, we will at least try and find another fire energy so that we can knock this out. Definitely will welder to our second Mewtwo here. And are you gonna go for boss's orders? I feel like that's, oh, Guzma Hala. What are you looking for with that? Big Charm, maybe? That's an interesting thing to play. I feel like you would have played boss's orders and grabbed my Dedenne. And you definitely would have had me on the ropes there. Yep, so they did go for the Big Charm. Definitely will be attaching it to the active now, because that makes it a little bit tougher for us to get the knockout. But if we can get a Incineroar into our discard pile, we actually might be fine here. All right, there we go. So we will have to press to research this hand away. That's unfortunate. I'm trying to think real quick. Can we do that? As we boss orders that up. How much damage? 5 times 4. Yeah, so we will have to at least boss Professor Research here, unfortunately. That is a lot to give away, but it is fine. We needed to get into this. And we're kind of sitting okay right now. So we can go for the Incineroar-GX. And I think that might be what we do here. That way we at least don't have to worry about attaching for turn here. So we will do that. So go after Incineroar-GX. Rid of Incineroar-GX. Get 2. And actually, to be honest, I think I know what we can just go after the Raichu. That is our threat there. So that's what we're going to end up doing. So first we'll attach there. Let's make sure we understand Incineroar-GX's thing. This attack does 50 more damage for each damage counter on this Pokemon. We have 15, so that definitely should be a knockout. So we will go after that. And then the Ptcgo will be next knockout. So we will get rid of at least 1 Reset Stamp and 1 Fire Energy. Give me this. And then he will Darkest Tornado for knockout. 760 damage. I mean, that's just nice. You really can't beat that. Now instead of us being on the ropes, now they're kind of on the ropes at the moment. Granted, they will come up, they will knock out our Mewtwo and Mew, which is fine, but we can retaliate at least. We can at least retaliate here. So they still have their GX attack, which is still kind of troublesome. We definitely need to be careful of that. But at least we can kind of get a knockout here on our next turn, I believe. 260. I wish we did have the Tool Scrapper. At least that would be nicer. But we do need to be careful that once they get this knockout, that they don't go after the Dedenne, which is probably troublesome. We will Reset Stamp them down to 1. That is kind of not where you want to be at in that situation. Or if we can at least get a boss's order, we might be able to get this guy out. But we'll go ahead and put the Mewtwo and Mew-GX. We will Reset Stamp them down to 1. We will make sure that we do have what we have in our deck. We do at least have one welder left. Probably don't want to do that just yet. But we will at least do this. We will attach return here. We will reset stamp them down to 1. Quick ball just to get something else out of there. Let's just get the Jirachi out, and then we will Dedenne. All right, so we do have boss's orders. I don't think 5. No, we don't have anything. Oh, actually, no, we do. All right, cool. And then lava flow. This should knock it out for 200 damage. Bam. There we go. All right, not bad, not bad. So yeah, this is the Welder Mewtwo deck. Like I said, it hasn't really seen a lot of play recently. There has been a lot of other decks that are essentially kind of better than this. Still have ADP Zacian. That's still a big problem. The Zacian combo is actually really a big problem as well. And then Dragapult V and VMAX, that is definitely a huge deal. You know, the Jirachi does as much as it can, but it does put another Pokemon that can take damage from the Dragapult VMAX on your bench. You always got to be very aware of that. But that's it for me. I will catch you all on the next one. Here is the list again for those that want to see it. There are a couple other lists out there as well, but I feel like this one is really good. It definitely helps. Like I said, the Galarian Zigzagoon, you can probably either take it or leave it. All depends on you. But I will catch you all on the next one. Peace.